Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead. Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle of the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the post, 20, 15, Hester 5.
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it through to Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up? What up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to our YouTube page, and if you're watching us from our YouTube page, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube page, for real, come on, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, that's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Listen, I got a great show, so I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in a thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check the chat, because the chat is jumping already, and I like it. I like it a lot. My man Cornelius Squalls in the house. What up, what up, what up? Shawn and Sports Donors. TGIF. FGB. What? FGB. Good morning, Cornelius. My man Black Diamond is in the house. What's up, Popeye? Says top of the morning, gang. I'm waiting to hear from Schefter, Rappaport, or Breer if we get the comp picks or not. Too much sideline reporting going on. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Patty Lara's in the house. She goes, what up, what up, what up? Happy Mickey Ficky. TGI Friday, Theo Shawn. Oh, so that means Monica and Jeremiah might be watching as well. I like that. I like that kind of party. It's the Southside himself. Michelle Walls, what up? What's up on the Mickey Ficky? TGIF FGB. Yes. Relentless Mikey, what's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Patty, you're not blocked. I don't know what that's about. It must be an inside joke, but okay. Thanks for tuning in, Relentless Mikey. I appreciate it. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. Man, we got a great show. I'm telling you, we're getting it started early at 9:30. My man Fred Pfieffer from the Big Red Bus is going to come out. We're going to talk Bulls basketball. The Bulls have lost 3 in a row. They lost last night in their first of back-to-back games against the Heat. They played last night. They're playing tomorrow and Sunday down in the 305. So I wonder if they took off last night so the players can go out. So I just ask it. Just a question. I don't know. Just a question. That's funny. Like Darren says, Shawn, Shorty blocked Patty by accident on his show last night. Patty says, everybody thinks Shorty blocked me last night on his show. Is it by accident or were you get on his last nerve, Patty? What were you doing? My girl Yvette Lee's in the house. What's up, Ma? Thank you for tuning in. She's like, TGI Friday, y'all. Everybody, TG. Man, it's been Oh, Patty says by accident. Okay. Brandon Shuts in the house. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. So good morning. How are you? I saw the cover of the Super Bowl next weekend. Yep. Patty's like, no, I didn't even say anything. He blocked you by accident. That's funny. That's funny. But at 9:30, at the bottom of the hour, Brandon, Fred Pfieffer from the Big Red Bus is going to come out. We're going to talk Bulls basketball. All right, then about 10:15-ish. About 10:15-ish, we'll have Lester Wiltfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron. We're going to come on. We have a lot to talk regarding Bears. A lot to talk. There's a lot of people are down in Mobile, Alabama right now for the Senior Bowl practices. Oh, my head all crooked. I don't know. Mobile, Alabama is the place to be. So we're going to talk to them about that. And then one of our boys, one of our people is leaving us. That is the price of success. Some of our people are staying. Some of our people are leaving. All right, so we're going to talk to that. We're going to talk to my man, Lester Wiltfong Jr., all things Bears. That's about 10:15-ish. He got some other stuff to do, so he'll be on about 10:15-ish. All right? Listen, because we're starting early, we got to get it crack-a-lacking, baby. So you know how we do the first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Yeah, let's see. You know where we're starting. We're starting right here. The Bulls yesterday, man. That was a tough one. Bulls yesterday, they fall to the Miami Heat, 116-113. Ayodasumu, he led the way for the good guys, 23 points. Matas Buzelis, 16 points, 9 rebounds. The walking double-double himself, Nikola Vucevic, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Kevin Huerter equaled Vucevic's output. He had 15 points and 10 rebounds in the losing battle. Keeping it moving, as I said, the next top of the morning topic, the Bulls travel to the 305 tomorrow to face the Heat in the second leg of their back-to-back-to-back games with Miami. Remember, yesterday's game was a makeup game. Remember, we played them a couple weeks ago, and the floor had condensation because the weather was so hot, so warm outside. The condensation, the ice was melting underneath the floor, and the water was wet. The moisture was seeping through the floor, making it very wet, slippery, and unplayable. So yesterday was a makeup, and let me take this down. They did not have to worry about any condensation yesterday or the weather being too warm yesterday. They did not have to worry about that. That's for sure. All right. Well, let's keep it moving. The next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks. Woo-hoo. The Blackhawks had a rough one yesterday. The Blackhawks lost to the Pittsburgh Penguins 6-2. Arvid Soderblom, he stopped 38 of 44 shots. Connor Murphy, he lit the lamp for the third time this season. Connor Bedard, he lit the lamp for the 21st time this season, for the first time with a goalie in a while. He's had a couple of empty netters recently. Assist on the evening, Green with his 13th. Frankie Nazar, his 16th and 17th goal assists of the season. Staying with the Blackhawks. Blackhawks host the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight. Tonight, baby, at the United Center. Puck drop is at 7:30 p.m. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 7:20 a.m. Staying with the little hockey theme here. The next top of the morning topic, former Blackhawk superstar Patrick Kane, on an assist, becomes the highest scoring American-born player in NHL history. He passed Mike Modano by earning his 1,375th point. Over 1,200 of those points came in a Blackhawks sweater. Congratulations to Patrick Kane. The family was in the house, his wife and kid. And let me tell you, this is a guy that we have so much love for, so much respect for. Him and the captain. Remember, we literally watched them grow up before our eyes. All right, they were 18, 19 years old when they got to Chicago. We watched them grow up before our eyes. So there's a big connection, a strong connection between the fans of Chicago, especially the hockey fans, but the fans in general of Chicago, and Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews. All right, Patrick Kane was a little more outgoing. Jonathan Toews was Captain Serious. But, Kane had his scandal. I think that endeared him more because we all have done stuff we probably shouldn't have, or done some crazy stuff in our younger days, and he was much younger back then. Okay, and I watched him handle it like an adult, like a champ. All right, when the media, the focus was on him, it was good. But we've seen this guy grow up from a kid, literally a kid, an 18-year-old kid, to NHL MVP, to his 3-time Stanley Cup champion, superstar. So even though he left, we still got mad love for him. And anytime he does anything worthwhile, I will definitely cover it and talk about it because he's given us so many phenomenal moments. Okay, in regular season, in the postseason, one of the best skaters ever. Now he's immortalized right now as the highest scoring American-born NHL player in the history of the league. That's awesome. That is awesome. Let's see, we got some other. What did he do? He scored his 1,375th point. So he has the most points by an American-born player. All right. Well, that's Mikey. Showtime and Taser were my boys. I missed, man. Mike, you're going to be choked up, man. Stop it, dude. You're going to get me choked up. Yeah. Dude, that's watching those guys play in 07, 08, 9. Starting 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It was poetry in motion. Oh, what scandal did he do? He got caught with it wasn't really a scandal. But there was a girl who he got caught. He came with a partier. He's a partier. He's a frat boy. All right. And there were a lot of times there was I think it was a sexual assault charge on him. A girl at the University of Wisconsin, I believe it was, took a selfie with him lying in bed with her. He was still sleeping, but she took the selfie, and so it just went out. And he had the sexual assault charge. He was still dating this girl. I don't know if she was his wife yet or not. I'm not sure. But he'd been with her for a long time, and he got caught up. Yeah, so yeah, that was his thing. Next topic on the topic, man, Lester and I are gonna talk about this for a lot today. Former Chicago Bears assistant general manager Ian Cunningham. Why is it not coming out, you psycho? What the heck? Former Bears assistant GM Ian Cunningham has been hired by the Atlanta Falcons to be their general manager. And I erroneously reported yesterday. Hey, Steve-O, can you put that picture up? I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Is this damn shit again? Oh, goodness gracious. So what happened? We were excited about getting two compensatory picks, two third-round compensatory picks, which would have been at the end of the third round. However, we are not going to get two compensatory picks. We're going to talk about it, and I'm a little pissy about it, truth be told. Okay? Truth be told, I'm a little pissy about it. And it just seemed like, and it was a problem because that was a big thing. The NFL was very big on diversity, was very big on, especially in the front office. Okay. And they implemented this rule, the Rooney Rule. Okay. And basically what I feel is now there's a loophole, a way around the Rooney Rule. Okay? The Rooney Rule was enacted to have minority candidates interviewed for head coaching gigs, things like that. I don't like it. So here's what they got. The NFL has to come out and explain why the Bears are not going to get compensatory picks. Okay, because technically it's a promotion. He was the assistant general manager here. Now he's going to be the general manager over in Atlanta. However, the caveat is that the Atlanta Falcons, the structure of their front office is they have a president of football operations. That is Matt Ryan. That is Matt Ryan. Ryan Pohl's old college buddy from BC. He is a primary decision maker, primary executive. So that's the role that he would have had to have moved in. So although technically Ian Cunningham is getting a promotion to GM, all moves have to be okayed by Matt Ryan. So because he's a primary executive and Ian Cunningham is not the primary executive, that's why the Bears are not getting the third round picks, which I think is bullshit. Here's the rule. Here's what they were talking about. If you can see, the general manager role in Atlanta is like most other GMs across the league except one. The job is not what the league office considers the primary football executive position. The GM is considered a secondary football executive who reports to Matt Ryan. Due to the structure that the Bears will not receive compensatory picks for losing Cunningham, a black man. Beginning in 2021, the league began awarding 2 third-round picks to teams who developed minority talent that ultimately took head coach or GM roles. Multiple sources have confirmed to CBS Sports the Bears will not get those picks, and the team. Here's the part that That was weird. And the team has known about that for some time. So the Bears knew about this. The Bears could have blocked that. They could have blocked it. But that would have opened up Pandora's box. One, because Ian Cunningham and Ryan Poles have a great relationship. And why would you want to stop your guys, your people, your friends from succeeding? Why? But it had a bigger thing than that. It would have set a bad precedent and cast a eerie shadow on the Bears. Because would you want to go and work for an organization? If you have aspirations of moving up and being a general manager or a coach, would you want to go to an organization that blocks you from interviewing from those hires? Would you want to be? You're not going to get the best talent. You're not going to get the most promising young people. So they kind of had to. Let him go. See, remember, Ian Cunningham turned down the general manager's job for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, had he taken the Arizona Cardinals general manager position, then the Bears would have gotten the 2 third-round compensatory picks. But he turned that down, came back to the Bears. Yeah, Mikey, but the NFL rules, man. That's tough. Matt Ryan even said that he would be running the show. Still, but according to the NFL, that's the thing. That's why the NFL has to come out and say something. The NFL has to say something. Because here's my thing. Titles are titles ain't shit. The whole purpose of this whole thing was to develop minority candidates into GMs and coaches. But if you don't want your GMs in decision-making roles, then you create a president of football operations. Now you block other teams from getting third-round compensatory picks because you've created this power structure. So why do you need a president of football operations if you have a general manager? The general manager should be taking care of all the football operations anyway, or president. If the president, but not the man in charge of football operations, no. No, I hear you, Mikey. Matt Ryan made it clear the GM will do all the GM job. I get it. But what? So we get screwed because we developed this young man. I mean, not us only. Well, he was developed the last 4 years with Ryan Poles to the spot where he was able to get plenty of interviews to be a general manager. So we're talking. Lester and I are going to talk a little more about it, but I think it's bullshit way to get around it. I think it's a way to stop people giving your opponents compensatory third-round picks. Listen, third-round picks, you get good value with your third-round picks. They would have gotten one in 26 in this year's draft and would have gotten next year in the 27 draft. So, I don't know. My man Jay Grizz checking in. What's up, Papa? Good morning. How we doing, buddy? He said, good morning. Happy Friday, sports owners. Appreciate it. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to get the warden off the CrossFit, and we're going to welcome my man Fred Pfieffer on the other side of the break. All right, we got some Bulls. Stuff to talk. So keep it locked right here. Fred Pfieffer on the other side. Don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Bremere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman, kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives.
Both of these teams Kings were 15 and 15. Nice pass from Buzelis to Smith, who's got all four. Who goes right at Wiggins, gets inside, had it deflected by Wiggins to the corner for an Okoro three.
Okoro now a quick 5 points.
Who rolls, Buzelis feeds, Sticks gets doubled, White finds Okoro from the left side.
Nice ball movement. But he thought he got fouled. They didn't call it.
Buzelis gets to a fellow with the lead, and a chance at a three-point play.
Oh, wow. Hey, these minutes are hard to come by.
I'm trying to stay in this lineup. Here is Vucevic. Chance at three.
Ben Adebayo just throws his hands up in the air.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Chicago Sports Network. Those were the Bullies taking on the Heat. And not a good outcome. Not a good outcome. Not happy about it. And yeah. So, listen. We're going to welcome our guy in a second. Like Diamond said, if that's true, that's bullshit. Doesn't surprise me. Goodell, crooked ass, always doing those slick shit. Yeah. It's just a way to – that's the thing that bugs me. It's a way to circumvent the Rooney Rule. You can stop teams from getting compensatory picks. Why offer that if you're not going to have people able to take advantage of it? Okay? Now, I don't know if you can tell people how to structure their front office. I don't think you can. So, I don't know. But we'll talk about that at the top of the hour. Our next guest, good friend of the program. Got a lot of problems. Got a lot of questions for you people. Our Bullies 3-game losing streak. And he and I are going to talk about it. For the Big Red Bus, ChicagoBullseye.com. Find him on Twitter at CBE Fred for Chicago Bullseye. Chicago Bullseye Fred. CBE Fred. Guys, welcome back. ShawnSierraSports, Fred Pfieffer. Fred, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Shawn, I'm doing okay. Much better than our beloved Bull, let's say. We're 10 seed playing. Here we are again. But I don't know if you look at this as good news. The Charlotte Hornets have won 5 in a row, and they're only a scant 2.5 games behind us. So it's possible that we will be out of the play-in and firmly in the lottery. But regardless, I don't see this team going anywhere after losing 3 in a row again. And it's just beyond frustrating to watch this team play basketball.
It really is. And one of the biggest parts about it is you sit there and you watch, especially, and this is the thing that bugs me, Fred. Like, a lot of us know good basketball. Okay, many of us have played basketball at a high school level, some in the college. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things that they're doing are just juvenile mistakes, not boxing out. Okay, not looking at, passes that are weak, one-handed passes across court that are getting picked off and starting to break the other way. These things are frustrating, or just not paying attention on defense, getting backdoored. That's all juvenile shit that you learn, that you're taught in grammar school, and it's happening at the highest level. Why do you think that is?
Well, when it gets down to it, the issue with this team, and I think it's been an issue ever since Acme took over, is that our front court defense is arguably the worst in the league. We have Vooch at center, who's a fine player, but he never was a great defensive player. And at 35, he's not a good defensive player or even close to it. Josh Giddey serves as the power forward in our defensive set, so he's a part of the front court. Has never been a good defensive player. Will be a good defensive player with his limitations. And then at the 4, we're essentially playing the 3 in our front court defense is Modest Buzelis, who's nowhere near strong enough to stay in front of like 4s and bigger players. He struggles every time someone really plays with force and physicality. And I know a lot of people are arguing that he should be guarding 3s, but I don't even think he's that great laterally quickness wise. I think he's an excellent vertical player, but horizontally, he's not exceptionally quick. So that's the heart of the issue. And as long as you're going to have a team built around and Modest, and I think he has a great future ahead of him, and hopefully he can improve. He has to improve in terms of being stronger. And Josh Giddey, if that's who you're going to build this team around, you better have an all-star caliber defensive center. And we don't. I highlighted it on Twitter. Anybody who follows me on Twitter, go look at a couple of the plays I highlighted in the Indiana game. So the Indiana Pacers suck. They have 12 wins. 25% of their wins have been against the Bulls this year. They have 3 wins against the Bulls.
Yeah.
In that game, I highlighted 2, just as you were alluding to. These are stuff that if I was, I coach grammar school kids. I coach, travel teams at 7th and 8th graders are going to high school. If I highlighted this in a video session, they wouldn't have played the next game. I mean, there was just a complete lack of awareness. There was a play against the Pacers where they allowed their backup center, just basically to, roll down the court and do a reverse dunk without their small forward or power forward, and Vooch just letting Matador defense, happen. It's inexcusable and it's not sustainable. And I actually think it's kind of a miracle this team is approaching 500 because the defensive talent in the front court is so poor and so bad. It's a miracle to me that they're even not dead last in the league.
But there's got to be. So how much blame do you put on? I mean, ultimately it falls on the players. All right, this is not your first rodeo. You're just not your first day playing basketball. You understand help basketball. You understand dropping. You understand stepping up and filling the lane. You understand all that. But it's got to how much falls on Billy Donovan for not holding him accountable. Okay, you want to do this? Fine. It's not talent. Playing defense doesn't take talent. Playing defense takes discipline. And they're not a disciplined team. You understand the help defense. You understand, and that's not being done. So how much of this falls on Billy?
Well, see, I disagree with you to a certain extent. I think defense, really excellent defense, does require significant athleticism and ability. And Vooch doesn't have it at the age of 35. He's slow. He can't block shots. He's terrible at defending the rim. It's reflective in the Bulls' numbers. So they really have only one option with him as your starting center. And that's to play drop defense and the defense that they play and hope that teams miss enough shots, force them into contested threes and miss enough shots in the mid-range you don't have a lot of flexibility. You can't and you see this every time they play. Teams are trying to get pick and roll with Vooch's man often, get a switch on another player. I mean, there's a lot of anger and a lot of I sense it here and I sense it all across Twitter about this is Billy Donovan's fault. And I'm trying to tell people that Modest Buzelis right now is a terrible one. He's an excellent shot blocker. It doesn't mean you're a good defender. If you watch the games and you see when the Bulls give up an offensive rebound, 9 times out of 10, it's due to the fact that he hasn't provided the physicality needed to keep that guy off the boards. And that was the fault. Was that his fault? Often there's breakdowns when he's out on the court defensively because he hasn't done a switch correctly. And he's a young player. He's 21. So Billy's trying to do this balancing act, and enough people are complaining that he's not playing Modest enough, but he's also trying to hold him accountable and pulling him out of games when he makes these consistent defensive mistakes. And it's not something that you see if you're just watching the game casually. Like you see somebody gives them offensive rebound, you don't say, well, whose fault was that? You'd have to go back and watch the tape. I do that. I go back and watch the tape. I see how many mistakes this guy does. Yesterday, he gave up a defensive rebound, and King was calling it out. Stacey King was calling it out in the game, fourth quarter, that led to a 3. Those are the things that lose games for you. And he was at fault in that play. He was the guy that allowed that defensive rebound, offensive rebound for the Heat. And so you kind of have this young player who we all know is talented and has a great future, but he's making a ton of defensive mistakes playing your 4 position. You have a center who's 35 years old, is too slow to guard anybody, can't defend the rim, who's horrible defensively, frankly. It's not like he's unskilled. He's too slow and he's 35. There's a reason why you can count on one hand amount of centers in the league are 35 and over. He's not athletic anymore. And then you have Josh Giddey, who's not good defensively either. So he's trying to mitigate that with Josh out and putting, playing like 2 bigs, and I think it's worked.
I hear
to
you,
a certain
Fred.
extent.
I'm sorry to cut you off, though, but there's got to come a point in time, though. Dude, you're a fucking professional athlete. Like, I understand you might not be quick laterally, but there's an off season for it. Okay, you can get quicker. Maybe not being quick, you can get quicker. Okay, that hasn't been done. Okay, boxing out. How many times do we see guys miss a shot, go back and get it, or miss a shot, someone comes flying, someone else? That's not talent. That's not Billy. That's not Matas. You're not. Matas has played in AAU ball in the G League. All these guys, you box people out. They just don't do it, and Billy doesn't hold them accountable for that. Though that's why I'm getting pissed. I get pissed because I watch them, and that's what Stacy's saying. Like, you got to put a body on someone. Excuse me. You don't have to bench press 300 pounds, squat 500 to box someone out. Get in someone's way and get between them and the basketball. And the Bulls aren't doing that. It's a lack of effort. It's a lack of hustle. It's a lack of desire. And as a paying customer, I'd be pissed. And that's where I get mad at Billy and say, hey, you don't got to be the strongest guy in the world to block someone out. You don't have to be. I just need you between him and the rim. And the Bulls aren't doing it. And that's why I'm giving him some shit. Like, hey, listen, dude, just get your ass in between. If he shoots and you close out on him, turn around and box him out. Or if you shoot to someone else, you see someone coming in the lane, step in front of them. And they're not doing that. It's the little things. I say it all the time. You take care of the little things, there are no big things. And they're not taking care of the little things, and they're turning into huge things.
Well, I can tell you every time that Modest plays 22 minutes a game, that's the exact reason he's only playing 22 minutes a game. And then he's got this whole other crowd then on him because he's not playing Modest enough. So he's in a catch-22. Like, you want to take Modest out because he's the problem, honestly, on boxing out and getting guys off the boards. Who are you putting in for him? Patrick Williams? Patrick Williams sucks. The guy's terrible. He had 2 turnovers yesterday, 1 rebound, no points, no assists. His turnover to point to rebound to assist ratio is 2-1. He's a terrible basketball player, and he makes $18 million a year, $19 million a year, whatever.
I like that job if I can get it.
Yeah. I don't know how. So I mean, I know there's a lot of anger at Billy, and there's a lot of anger at Acme. And I think by far, the bigger problem is the talent on this team. And especially like Vooch, I understand everything you're saying. Vooch can work out every day for the rest of the summer. Next summer, he's not going to get any quicker laterally. He is maxed out at 35, and he sucks defensively. He's your center. Tibbs had a quote. It all starts with interior defense, something to that effect. If you're giving up layups consistently, you're not going to have a good defense. And so what's our answer? What are we going to do? Bench Vooch and deal with that fallout? For who? Who's the backup center? Zach Collins is hurt every week. I like Zach Collins. He's a good player. He's hurt all the time. And now we have, you don't have any answer. Jalen Smith left the game yesterday, who's been playing a lot more and playing pretty well. He's 25, done a good job, but now he's hurt. So it's like, I just feel, I look at the front court defense and I say the talent in the front court is so poor defensively. It's a miracle they won. I think they do play hard. I think Okoro plays hard every game. He's a plus defender. He's one of the best defenders in the league. That was an A+ trade to get Ball, who's probably going to be out of the league. He's playing so horribly for Cleveland. He's shooting like 30, 27, 70 on the year. I mean, we saw it last year. He wasn't good last year shooting, but it's to the point now that he's out of the rotation. That was a win trade. And then Trey Jones is really good, but he's hurt too. So all their really best defenders, they really only have 3+ defenders on this team that are better than average, in my opinion. And that's Okoro, who's I think the best defender on the team. Trey Jones is hurt. And Io played great, and he played hard, and he's a winner. But in the front court, it's so much more important to be better there. I mean, you saw teams like the 2009 Orlando Magic with just an embarrassment of perimeter defenders, but you had Dwight Howard in the center position playing incredible all NBA defense. So it's so much more important to have that in the front court. We don't have anything close to that. And until they finally admit this issue, like the Bulls, ever since Acme took over, have been trying to live with exceptional perimeter defenders with Caruso first and now with Okoro. It's only going to get you so far. So I agree with a lot what you're saying. I understand the frustration with Billy, but I think by far the bigger issue is the talent on this team, especially in the front court defensively.
Trade deadline's coming up. And a lot of people, you see it all over social media. Io or Kobe. Do you think either one of them gets moved? And if you do think one gets moved, who do you think gets moved?
Well, I think they'll trade Kobe because he's the last remaining piece from the previous group. And many will say he's, your best player. I mean, I've been disappointed in Kobe this year, but I think, unfortunately, a lot of it has to do with 2 leg injuries, which will significantly impact a really good shooter, especially at the calf, when they're both 2 calf injuries on same leg. So, of course, this is what the Bulls do, is we get a player and we trade him at a low point. And we usually, It's incredible how often this happens. But I think Kobe will be traded. It seems to be big enough demand for him. What we're going to get in return? He's only making $12 million a year. I'm hoping we get a good young player. The return that we got for Minnesota is being debated right now is Terrence Shannon, who I love, but he's like 6 months younger than Kobe White. He's 25 years old. Um, you know, uh, he's a little bit more height and a little bit more of a perimeter defender, which is probably what you need. But and then they're talking about a couple second round picks. I'd really like to see a late first rounder from Minnesota included in that, but I don't think they're going to get it. I think Kobe though should be in demand for the Houston Rockets and the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I predict he'll probably be traded to one of those two teams. Iowa's played incredibly well this year. I think he should be in the discussion for sixth man of the year. He had another insane game last night, 27 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, something like that. But he's also an unrestricted free agent. So when you have Kobe and Io both unrestricted free agents, that's a negative in terms of a trade because you're not going to be able to necessarily keep that. But both of those players should be in high demand for any team who's serious about winning a title. And I think one of those two will probably be moved. My bet would be on Kobe White. But I think everybody on this team should be discussed. Like there's this general discussion I've seen. The Bulls. Here's our plan. We're going to build around Modis and Josh Giddey. And I don't know about you. I like Modis. I think he's good. I think he's going to, but people are like, have the ceiling on him. Like he's going to be a multiple year All-Star. I don't see that yet. Derrick Rose was an All-Star in year 2 before Tibbs ever showed up. He was awesome. You saw the signs, continued excellence. We all agree Modis has incredible skills. We all agree on that. I haven't seen anywhere near the consistency I wanted from him this year. To me, he's been disappointing to a certain level on the offensive end. And defensively, I think it's kind of understated how awful he's been at points. He's a great rim defender. He's got that ability to block shots. But like he needs to get significantly stronger. I hear so many people saying, well, he's a 3, needs to guard threes. He's not that quick laterally. I don't know how many times we got to watch him get blown by before people are saying, well, maybe he's not a 3. Maybe he should be a 4. I think he should be a 4. I think he should get significantly stronger, put on 10 pounds of muscle, gain 20 pounds of weight. He's just not strong enough. You see this happen all the time. You saw LeBron last week. Did you see those drives he had on him on the baseline where he just basically put him into the stanchion? It just happens over and over again. So you want to build around Giddey and Modis, fine. I don't see that team even coming close to being a contender for winning a title. You need another piece here who's significantly better than both of them.
Yeah, I think Matas, there's something about him. He's got the talent. That's undeniable. But I don't know who his mentors are on the team. Because I mean, Billy's a great guy. Your coach is fine. But you got to have guys on the team hyping you up. You got to have guys on the team telling you, hey, look, here, I need you to try this, get more aggressive. Peers are coaching you as well. It makes a lot of difference. It makes more of a difference than when just your coach is coaching you up. And what leaders do we have on this team? That's my biggest issue, Fred. What leaders do we have? I went off on Josh Giddey.
Io's a leader.
I think I could agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that. So he's got to get in Matas' face and challenge him. He's got to challenge him. Say, hey, look, stop this bullshit. All right, it's your second year. You played in the G League, which was a lot of NBA rejects. You played all last season. Had a good second half, really good second half of the season. So build on it. Start playing like you did last year. It should be no. You're not learning the league anymore. Now you're a year in. And he hasn't. You need to take a step forward. Io needs to challenge him, and I don't. And he hasn't. If he has, then he's not living up to that challenge, and that's frustrating.
Indeed. I mean, the big things I wanted to see with him is improve on his 3-point percentage. He's shooting 36%, which is pretty much average. Get to the line more. I think he's getting to the line a little bit more, but not enough for me. I guess bigger picture, I always go back to this. In the second year for Patrick Williams, I don't know if you recall this, but first year people were way over their skis on how good this guy was going to be. I thought he had an awful first year, to be honest, but everybody was in love with the guy. Second year, I had a poll out. Would you trade Patrick Williams, Dalen Terry, and a future number 1 for Donovan Mitchell? And I have quite a bit of followers on Twitter. I think I had over 1,000 responses. 82% said no. They wanted to keep Patrick Williams in year 2 and Dalen Terry and their future ones for not for Donovan Mitchell. Think about how stupid that looks in retrospect, how insanely dumb that is. And I think there's a little bit of that. Obviously, Modest is 100 times better ball player than Patrick Williams, but I'd like some level of reality on what this guy's ceiling is. And I don't see a multi-year all-star. Like if Modest is in a trade, there's talk now about Giannis. Like Giannis is out there. And right away, people are like, forget about it. Why would we even look at it? You're not a serious organization if you're not talking about acquiring one of the top 3 players in the NBA. And so if it means trading Modest for Giannis and a couple number 1 picks, would you explore that? Why wouldn't you? Are we insane? So I just think I'm a little concerned just in general, the fan base has, again, we're overhyping a couple of these guys because what else can we do? This team stinks. Overall, it's like a 500 team. There's some good parts to it. I love Trey Jones. I love Isaac Okoro's defense. I love, there's some good stuff offensively with Josh Giddey. But it's not going anywhere until we fix our front court defense. And a good way to fix your front court defense, getting Giannis on the team. That would fix it like immediately. So I don't know your thoughts on that. Did I lose you, Shawn?
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives. That's why I created gervondextersr.com. As a born and raised Chicagoan, I know this city better than anyone. So my investigative stories are all original, and they'll go deeper to expose the truth by using information obtained from public information databases and in-depth interviews with the movers and shakers. My future stories will introduce you to people and businesses who are changing the world, not just Chicago. My missing person stories will spotlight those who you don't hear about in the mainstream media who are often overlooked. If you want to hear my personal views on things around the world, check out my blog site, which is based off of factual information and my life experiences. There's also past episodes of my weekly sports podcast show, What's Up Cuz, that I host with my real-life cousin, Lance Urban. So if you're looking for all this information and more, check out jcoydenreports.com and follow me on Twitter at jcoyden.
I have no idea. I don't know if it's Mercury retrograde or someone just put the. I have no idea. No idea. I was trying to get back in. It was nuts. So let's bring our guy back in, Fred, and let's wrap this up. Because I get frustrated with my Bulls, man. I get frustrated because we all know good basketball, seeing good basketball, and we're not seeing it now. We're not seeing it now. And that's the issue. And we got to find out who's to blame, how to rectify this, because this team has some talent. All right, they have some talent. They're not the most talented team in the NBA by a long shot. However, they got to be them just hanging around the play-in is embarrassing for a basketball town like Chicago. Them hanging around the play-in is downright embarrassing. And I don't know what, it's is this a business move they're talking about? Just stay in and around the play-in, postseason play, and people get excited. All right, people get excited because once you get it in the postseason, anything can happen. Well, yeah, too bad we're not one of those people who make anything happen in the postseason, and it stinks. It's frustrating. It stinks. It bugs me. Oh,
Okay, folks. Well, looks like Shawn's having internet issues. We're going to go to commercial break. See you, give him a chance to get back on, and we will be right back.
Crazy. I have no idea. So, yeah, it seems like Fred's having some issues hopping on as well. We're going to see if he can get back on. And just kind of put a bow on this thing. And, yeah. Because I understand. Yeah, Fred had a jump. He had a bounce. No worries, Freddie. I got you. But yeah, there's got to be a love. I mean, who said it? There's got to be a standard. Yeah, Relentless Mikey just said it. Standards have to be set, and they have none. You got to set the standard and adhere to them, and hold your team accountable to them. And that's the thing, the effort. That's my biggest problem, effort. All right, we have enough talent to be somewhat competitive. It's the effort that I don't appreciate. It's the effort that I have the issue with big time. Shawn, bad internet. Need to do some burpees. No, I'm not doing any burpees. No. So we're in a bad spot with the Bulls. All right. I'm not a fan of them right now. I'm glad I haven't paid any money to go see them. I'm just glad I'm having. I'm glad I haven't, because I'd be really mad if I'm in the arena and I see this type of half-assed effort given, and I'm spending my hard-earned money. Yeah, I'll be feeling a certain sort of way. I'd definitely be feeling a certain sort of way. So, yeah. Listen, we're gonna take a quick break. But one of the things I want to make sure, just remind you, guys, let's not forget. All right, I know football season's over, but let's not forget Valentine's Day's coming up. All right, SportsZoneChicago.com. Get your SportsZoneChicago.com. SportsZoneChicago.com. Go there for your swag. We got the FGB shirts. We have Coaching Matters shirts. We have Bears Victory Monday shirts. We got Sports Zone Chicago hoodies, Sports Zone Chicago t-shirts, FGB hats, Sports Zone Chicago hats. We have Good, Better, Best t-shirts. We have a lot. We have a whole bunch. We got quarter zips. Man, go in there, check it out. If the significant other says, "Hon, what do you want for Valentine's Day?" All right. Tell, hey, go to Sports Zone Chicago, grab me a shirt, grab me a hoodie, grab me a hat. All right, we got the Scarf Fanatics, got the Good, Better, Best. All right, we have a whole bunch of different swag for you. All right, here's our Good, Better, Best shirt. Okay. Get that. Or if you want to get the hoodie, you can get the hoodie. All right, you get the hoodie. So either way, we have those. Make sure you get those for Valentine's Day. Tell your significant other, here's what I want. Look it up. All right. Let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we'll talk a little bit. We'll get to Bears talk until we wait till Lester. Lester's coming on about 10:15. All right. Keep it locked right here. ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms. On Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel, you can find us at Sports Zone Chicago. And on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Everybody in a work zone is someone's somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
NFL Network. Timeout for the Bears, 2:54 to go. Caleb Williams, first down throw in the middle, it's caught to the 35-yard line for Romo Dunze. 2nd and 7 for Caleb Williams, in traffic, DJ Moore caught that with one hand, brought it back, he's shy of the first down. That's a terrific catch by the man who has the touchdown reception in the first half. 2nd and 10, Swift, cut it back. Goes forward, gets about 7. Opening ceremony. What a month we have ahead. So thrilled for it. From the 24, Stafford in trouble, the ball's out. fell back on it. The pressure up the middle. Dominique Robinson. 27, back in the game. Back on the field. First down, DJ Moore. Tossing it here to Kyle Monunga. Nice run for Monunga. They did some good second down runs in this game.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those comes courtesy of NBC. Those were the Bears. Their divisional round loss. It still hurts to the Los Angeles Rams. Oh, does that hurt? Let's see who else sees it. Yeah. Shorty, why are you blocking people? Good morning, Armando. Hopefully Patty has forgiven me, LOL. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. is checking in. What's up, Baba? Black Diamond says, I wholeheartedly disagree. Billy's not a good coach. If we would have fired him and hired Ime Udoka, I truly believe Matas would be at least a marginal defender. Okay. AC Adam checking in. What's up, Papa? Good morning. Says, horns up, bear down. Okay. Now that is funny, Jay Grizz. That's funny. Internet sucks in Chicago. Guess you're going to have to move the show to Gary, Indiana, Superback. That is funny. That is quite funny. Very funny. It's funny you mentioned that because I was going to talk about that here. Boom. Indiana State approves bill to fund potential Bears stadium. I was ready for it, Jay Grizz. Ready for it, Papa. Jay Grizz is witty, I see, huh? Witty. Love it. That's why I love doing the show, man. I love you guys are awesome. 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 But let's get back to that whole Ian Cunningham thing. I'm going to come out and say it. It's what they did is they found a loophole. Okay, here's the thing that bothers me. They're so for diversity. Okay? And they wanted to do this. They wanted people groomed to be general managers and head coaches and minorities. Okay. But if you're going to have them, why not have that be the position that makes all football decisions? So here's a way for teams to say, okay, we'll trust we'll see your minority GM who makes a decision, but we'll raise you a president of football operations who has the last say. So I'm happy for Ian because if Matt Ryan, and many of you have stated that Matt Ryan has come out and said that the GM is going to do GM things. So basically it'd be like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Just want to run it by you out of respect. Okay, cool. Is what it sounds like. Because here's the thing. Matt Ryan has not been in. Here's what we talk about. Matt Ryan has not been in a front office at all. He's been in the booth. He's been in the booth covering games. And then he jumps right into the GM spot when there's a guy who's a hell of a lot more qualified, who's been in the front office for a couple of 6 years now? 4 in Chicago. He came from Philly? Came from 2 other places. So at least 6 years he's been he's been in the front office. 4 of the last 6 years, at least 6 years, He's been an assistant GM. So sees the moves that are being made. Probably had a hand in the moves that were made. But Matt Ryan gets to be his boss when he's unfamiliar with that role. And that's bothersome to me. That's bothersome to me. This guy's been in there for at least 6 years doing his time, and Matt Ryan steps from the booth to the president of football operations. But I'll tell you what, Matt Ryan's a smart guy, because you know how you tell people are smart? You hire people smarter than you. And I'll tell you what, Matt Ryan said, hey, I got this guy, Ian Cut, this younger guy who's been in the front office, who knows how front offices work. He'll make me look good. It's bothersome to me because I did want those picks. And I hate to break it down to just him just being draft picks, but you guys do it all the time in fucking fantasy, so don't give me any shit. You get a lot of good quality players in the third round. End of the third round, but still a third round. Got me fired up this morning. Just pissed about it. Man, let me bring in my guy. You know him oh so well. Been rocking with us for years. He's the head honcho in charge, the editor-in-chief over there at Windy City Gridiron. You can find him on Twitter /X at Wiltfong Jr, Wiltfong Jr. Guys, welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports. Our guy, Lester Wiltfong. Lester, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
What's happening, Shawn, man? You're fired up today.
I am, bro. TGIF. It's Friday. It's Friday. You ain't got no job. Ain't got shit to do.
Man, crazy.
No, I was mad, my man, because Matt Ryan, we don't get the picks because I think it's a loophole in the Rooney Rule now. So now you can develop people and have them get GM jobs, but if they're not the primary executive, then you don't get the picks. So now
look, this rule's always been like this. It has never changed. It's each team has to tell the league, hey, here's our 1, here's our 2. Our guy Bill Zimmerman had a good tweet earlier. Remember a few years back, Bears fans said, oh my God, you got to hire a football guy. Hire Peyton Manning as the next team president, right? So if the Bears would have done something like that, he would have been, in the league's eyes, the primary football executive. The general manager would have been number 2. Same setup they have in Atlanta. Look, no one's screwing the Bears. Look, who was front and center on all these preseason Instagram headers and promo cards? Caleb Williams, right? The league wants the Bears to be good. They're not going to screw the Bears. If there's a way for them to get the Bears the picks and not, rattle too much, they'll do it. But I mean, this is the rule. And look, I was like you, man. I was pissed when I first heard this whole thing go down. And then I talked to someone who worked in an NFL front office. He has a legal background. He worked in the player side of things. And he's like, I mean, by the way the rules said, it's Matt Ryan's the guy. Ian's going to go number 2. And Ian did interview for Matt Ryan's job.
Right.
If he would have got that job over Matt Ryan, then the Bears would have got the comps. It didn't work out that way. A lot of teams in the league, they'll use those higher positions to interview everyone else they want to lower. The Bears have done it. The Bears did it with guys. They interview guys for head coach and like, oh man, he's a great guy to keep in mind for DC or for OC, right? I mean, it happens. It sucks. It's unfortunate. And like you said, though, the Rooney Rule aspect of it, that's what clouds the whole thing. It's like, look, if you're going to have this thing here to reward teams for advancing minorities, you got to nip these little loopholes in the bud. And the worst thing is, man, Matt Ryan said, look, yeah, I'm the president of football, but we're hiring a GM to do most of those GM duties. Okay, well, you said that. So look, then you have to figure out what's happening here. To me, that's the disconnect. But as far as the letter of the rule, man, it sucks.
Yeah,
I would love to see the Bears get those comp picks because, this is a team on the up. But it's just how they're structured. Look around the league. The Bengals, for example, They don't have a GM, right? They have 3 assistant GMs, but no GM. Who the hell are you assistant to if you don't have a GM? Like their title is assistant GM. There's no GM, right? The Jaguars, they have, I think, 2 presidents that have football in their title. Then they have an executive vice president of football operations, Tony Baselli, and then below him is the GM. So look, who's their number 1, number 2? The league knows. Look at the Cowboys. Their owner is their primary football executive, right? So the GM there is considered number 2. So each team structures their organization differently. Look, oh my God, look at the Miami Dolphins. They have like 25 people in their executive front office tree. I can't follow it. They even have their head coach listed as an executive on their website. So it's hard to tell, who the number 1, number 2 is. The league knows. Fans don't know. I think if the fans would have known this earlier, it would have quieted some of the outrage. But I didn't know. You didn't know. Nobody knew.
What about some sense of uniformity? Because now because to me now it's a loophole to the Rooney Rule. Now you can in the interest of the competitive spirit, okay, you can create a director of football operations, okay, and hire a black coach or a black GM, okay, but you're not getting any picks because again, so it's a way around it, and that's, to me, that's the thing that bugs me. What about some uniformity? I know you get each one's your own company, okay, but you're all under the NFL is a non-for-profit. You can't set rules. There are rules. You all have a league. You all have a salary cap that you have to abide by. You all have 53-man roster you have to abide by. There's rules that you can abide by. Why not say, hey, this is how your front office needs to be set up? It has to be uniform.
From the NFL's perspective, there is uniformity. Each team identifies a number 1 and number 2. To the NFL, from their perspective, that's the uniformity.
They don't give a shit about titles. Just give me number 1 and number 2.
I mean, like I said, look at the Jaguars. Their top football executive is titled the executive vice president of football operations. To me, vice president seems lower than a president, but that's how they title it. Like I said, the Bengals, again, they don't have a GM, right? Bears fans, they wanted the football guy. If the Bears would have done that years ago, when all that, remember all that, oh, they got to hire Peyton Manning. If they would have done that, Peyton Manning doesn't know how to run a football team, but in the league's eyes, he probably would have been number 1. So I get it. I understand the outrage. It just comes from not understanding what they're doing. But look, again, no one's screwing the Bears, and no one's making fake positions to screw the Bears, because this is just how the Falcons have done it. So before they went through this whole process, the league knew. The Bears knew too.
Bears knew too.
So
Bears knew too. That's where we going this year. No,
it just was, like I said, there was just no fans didn't know, right? And look, it's such a popular sport, such a popular league. You would think the NFL would have gotten in front of this, especially, like I said, the Rooney Rule clouds it. It's like, look, you really should have put this out there way sooner, so to give these fans a thing. But again, we're going to watch football no matter what happens.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say, they don't care.
It's like
they're going to go. They're going to say, I'm doing this in a protest. Here's my money.
Yeah. So it sucks, but it's going to happen again. I mean, Jeff King is very, very sought after around the NFL. He had interviews last year for GM. So at some point, the Bears are going to lose him, and it may be a similar situation where they're moving on, and it's not really a technical promotion. But Ryan Poles won't block his guy. Look at the Lions last year when Ben Johnson was hired to Chicago. We're talking division rival, right? The Lions did not block Ben from taking some of his guys. I think he brought over 3 assistants from Detroit. He just let him, because you try and build. You try and build an organization that your people want to work for, and blocking them from advancing their career, that's not a good business practice. So
definitely not.
I mean, look, like I said, man, I wanted those picks as most fans do. It sucks. It is what it is. Hopefully the league looks at this and says, well, Matt Ryan, you said yourself that your GM is doing more GMing than you are. So maybe they'll tweak it. Maybe they'll throw the Bears a bone. I don't know. It will. I doubt the Bears will even bother to appeal. I mean, I just think it's just, we got to get over it. It sucks, but it is what it is.
And especially after the draft that Ryan Poles / Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen just had.
Yeah.
Because it's not Ryan Poles anymore. It's Ryan Poles parentheses Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen, because they had their hand in all those picks last year,
which is fine. I mean, that's what you want.
I agree.
That's how it was before. It was Ryan Poles and Flus. Flus is a jackass, so there's nothing happening there. But now you got good football people, Dennis Allen, Ben Johnson. You know, they're giving as much input as they can. So look, let's see if Ryan Poles has another good draft this coming up, and I think some of them King Poles does it again. The memes will actually matter for a change.
They will. They really will. Talk to me. You must be happy. All right, Joe Thuney is a finalist now for the award strictly for the big boys, strictly for the Hogs, the protector of the year. Talk to me about that. How fired up are you now that now they are actually honoring the people who make football football? I know you got the 5,000-yard, 4,000-yard passing quarterbacks, the 1,500-yard receiver, the 25 touchdown catching receivers, but that shit don't matter if it does start up front. How fired up are you as a former offensive? You're always not. I shouldn't even say former because you're always going to be an offensive.
It's always up there. Yeah,
that's always.
I mean, look, it's what do they say? Football is won and lost in the trenches, right?
Yep.
You got to have a cohesive unit on all offensive line. You don't need 5 all-pros. You need 5 guys that work good together. Luckily, the Bears have an all-pro. Luckily, they have Joe Thuney, who's just been a fantastic revelation. You know, when they traded for him, you know, and then I realized this award was a thing. I wrote about it in the spring. Like, the Bears got a guy that could be up for it. Now here they are. He's actually up for it. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to be Penei Sewell. He's way better. Yeah, I mean, he's a better, talented football player on the field, but you know, it's not just that. I mean, there's a lot of criteria that goes into this. Leadership's a big part of the award. You know, your technique. I mean, you got football guys, NFL linemen are part of the committee picking this. They're judging you based on your technique, you know, your durability, you know, your leadership, you know, the impact your team's offensive success. And look, I think you can argue Joe Thuney could have been the Bears' offensive MVP, right? Just what he did and how he helped settle that O-line down. Yeah, look, Caleb's was awesome. He had, obviously, you know, he's on the upswing, but man, Joe Thuney, what he brought into the locker room with his leadership, you know, his skill set and just what he gives the overall team, I think Thuney's got a good chance at this award.
What wasn't the stat, and I should have been better prepared. Hasn't he won the division title every year he's played? Or
every year but one, I think. I'm not sure, but regardless, this guy, all he does is win championships.
Yeah.
Like, NFL titles, you know,
four time
rings,
Super Bowl champion.
So, yeah, that's what he does. I mean, he knows how to win, and he imparted that on the rest of this team. You know, that kind of stuff is invaluable. Yeah, exactly.
Especially in that room, and to me, that was huge. And having someone like that next to Ozzie Trapillo, okay, before he got hurt, was a big factor in why we never heard Ozzie's name. Only time we heard Ozzie's name was, oh, he's limping off the field. That was the only time we didn't hear, oh, man, he got him killed. And as an offensive lineman, you know damn well you never want to hear your name called in a broadcast. And we didn't. And he was a rookie. He's the youngest guy in that team. He had 4 veterans. All right? All other 4 guys were veterans in this league, at least 3 or 4 years in, and a rookie. So you think that's going to be a weak spot, and it wasn't because of what Joe Thuney's his ability to help that young man. And it's this guy is that probably was the best free agent pickup we had, is settling that down, because now we had a 1,000-yard rusher, a guy who had just short of 800 yards rushing behind him.
Yeah.
Quarterback who had 39 and a smidge below 4,000. All right. 4 receiver with 650 yards or more, which obviously you got to take time to throw. So yeah, he's that. I would say that was probably the best best pickup, acquisition this offseason, because it's made a huge difference for this offense.
I mean, last year he got MVP votes or Offensive Player of the Year votes last year when he was the Chiefs. He finished in 10th place. So I would not be surprised if he got some of those votes again. He's a pro's pro. I mean, he's in his 30s, but if you're a good offensive lineman, if you take care of yourself, if you stay injury free, and he has been, these guys can play into their mid 30s. So he's got another few years here with him. And look, who knows how long he wants to play. He may be like, look, I got a few more years in me. So hopefully the Bears get that ring, and then they can make a decision that you can ride off into sunset as a champ again.
And not only that, it's easier to play. You could probably play longer inside because you're not on an island. Because remember, Jason Peters played, he was like 52.
Yeah.
And we had him for a year. I was like, damn, dude. But yeah, inside it just, it's a lot easier because you're not on an island. All right.
If you lose your quickness inside, you can hide it a little bit with technique.
Yeah.
If you lose your quickness on the edge as a tackle, those fast, speedy edge rushers will expose you.
Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Man, so put a bow on this season. Did Caleb exceed your expectations for the year? Tell me how it started after the 0-2 start to the finish.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at what I thought we got him, I figured he would be pushing for the Bears record, 38-38 from Eric Kramer. I knew he'd be right in that ballpark, and he hit it, right? He got there. I didn't think he'd get 4,000, so he came just short of that. I knew it'd be a work in progress with the new offense, right? It's a lot to learn, a lot of different stuff, way different coaching style that he had to get used to eventually. And it took them a long time as an offense, right? I mean, the training camp was rough. I mean, like, fans were pissed at some of these reports coming out of camp, how bad the offense looked. I mean, think back to how it was in training camp. Pretty much daily reports saying the offense was bad, and fans, how dare you say the Bears look bad? I mean, there was a lot of like anger from fans about how the offense looked, but the reporters are saying, look, this is what we see. They just don't look good.
Ben Johnson kicked off the first team, remember?
Yes, and now you look at it, it was a top 10 offense. Top 10 offense in yards, top 10 offense in points. So the process worked. They got to where they had to get to. I think the bye week came at a perfect time for them, right? The bye week came where they can kind of look and reevaluate, self-scout, realize, okay, let's lean into this running game a little more. We kind of understand our personnel a little better. And it clicked after the bye. So Ben Johnson's a fantastic coach, fantastic schemer. He's a good play caller. He's got a good feel for what his team is. And man, we saw that culture, right? The culture is just a good, better, best. Just teams or players around the league see that, and they see the excitement and the fun. And look, you don't think there's going to be a couple free agents who want to go to the Bears this offseason?
Oh,
it's going to happen.
You know it. Especially some of the guys. Maybe a guy who says, "I can be that piece that they need."
Yeah,
I can be that edge rusher that they need. I can be that left tackle that they need. I can be, whatever, and I know it's about money, bottom line, but it's about legacy as well. Players care about that. They really do. Like, don't forget, you get money, extra money for the playoffs too. So it's not like, just because your contract might be a few million short, it's that, but also there's nothing that will compare to that ring you get when you win it all. You don't give a shit about, this guy's making $5 million more than me or $3 million more than me, because now you're etched in stone. Now you have forged your legacy as one member of this Super Bowl winning team. And if you see a player, and I think you're right, there are going to be some players like, that team's it, because we got the quarterback that we know we're not scared. We're good. Oh, we're down 4. Who cares? We're gonna. They know that, and you know what? I can sack the other quarterback. All right, I can get him the ball back in the fourth quarter when we need it. All right, and I think it's a very, very appealing. And then the way you see it, because even Kevin Byard, and I said I thought good, better, best was corny as hell.
Yeah,
corny as hell.
The first time,
it is. Yeah, it is corny.
Yeah,
but it became their rallying cry.
Yeah,
that's what it was. When you keep winning. All that, it's just like that ugly motherfucker. He's ugly with buck teeth. Yeah, but he got $15 million. Yeah, he kind of cute.
Yeah.
He kind of cute. And it just kept, even Kevin Byard said it was kind of corny. But then you keep winning, and you say it. You keep winning, and you say it. You keep winning, and that's their mantra. That's a rallying cry. And I think I know you and me both toward the end of the year. I was saying, I'd see the thing. I think good about us. Yeah. Now I yell at my phone, just watching the replay. You know what I mean? And you don't think players love that? Hell yeah, players. We're players, so we know. We loved it. And imagine players playing now. But that coach, man, we're in a good spot. Talk to me about this wide receiver room. All right? I was mad at my guy DJ, but thank God Olin settled me down, said he was hurt. I never wanted to trade him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not stupid. He's the best receiver we have. But talk to me about this wide receiver room. How happy are you with DJ Moore? Give me your thoughts on Rome. Rome looked like someone shot his dog after his exit interview with oh boy, the receiver coach, Antoine Randall L. I wanted to give him a hug. I'm like, damn, dude. And then Luther Burden's growth. Because, man, Luther Burden was – I didn't even know we drafted him. Like, where's Luther Burden? First 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah. And he still had 650 yards.
I mean, this receiver room, look, I addressed the DJ thing on my show, after the Rams game. He's always been this guy, right? Every few weeks, something pops up where people, they're questioning his effort or something like that. And I just think at points in games, he loses focus and he's not really quite sure. Look, he's not a lazy player. He's not a dumb player. It's just a focus thing. To me, that's my opinion. Like, I may be wrong here, but to me, it looks like there's sometimes in a game he loses focus. It's just kind of what happens. And it happened at a really bad time. He wasn't aware the ball was in the air when Caleb threw it. The defensive back saw it immediately. He jumped on it, and DJ just didn't react quick enough. So it sucks. Look, if the trade happens, that's something that they'll have to consider just because of the money, right? They need to create some cap space somehow. But I think he's a good football player like you. I think he's a guy that if they keep, they keep him good. If they trade him, it is what it is.
They're going to get a hell of a player, bro. If they trade his ass.
I mean, look, just because of the value of the position, the value of the contract, I'm not expecting anything big in return. You may, if anything, you may get a better idea to get a player back. But I'm not sure if his draft pick compensation, you're not going to get a lot back just because of everything. Age, money. Money's the big thing, right? I mean, you're asking a team to take a lot of money out. So, and then Rome, he looked like a different player this year. He looked better last year, right? To me. But then the stress fracture. Who knows what happened with that stress fracture? So get that fixed, get looked at. And then Burden, man, this guy is so electric. His quickness and his moves are just so sudden. Like he's making Devin Hester-esque moves out there when he has the ball in his hands. He's just juking guys. Guys can't get a hold of him. Very slippery, right? Very quick. We haven't really seen his top end speed kind of really pop much, but I think he has that too. So everyone says, "Oh, the Bears got to get a burner." I think Burden may be your burner. Right? I mean, I think he's pretty quick, but I get it. Get a guy that can kind of just be that clear out guy, right? Get a guy that you can just run deep and work him into the offense. But I think the offense is in a good place. The guy I didn't mention, Colston Loveland, I think he's a huge part of the receiving group moving forward. So I think they're in a good place. Whether DJ's back or not, I'm confident that this receiving core is going to be in a good place moving forward.
Yeah, I didn't mention. I was just saying the receivers with the tight ends. That room did very well too. Colston Loveland led the team in receptions, led them in yards. He was a Mickey Ficky problem, bro. If you follow me on Facebook, I just put a little video up the other day. Like he's already a Mickey Ficky problem. Like this kid is now. You see why they took him over Tyler Warren. And no disrespect to Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren had a great year, a great rookie year. Yeah. But two things can be true. Tyler Warren had a great rookie year, and Colston Loveland can be a better fit for this offense. Those two things can be true at the same time. Yeah. And the thing I can't wait to, and here's the cool part, Lester, we don't have to learn because we're part of the team. They don't have to learn a new offense next year.
Yeah.
We're not going to have those growing pains. Now you can build off of the foundation of knowing the offense. Now you get funky with it. I think next year's when it's kind of going to click, maybe toward the end of the season, when it really clicks. But I think in year 3 is when it's going to have, like Caleb's like, I got you, Ben. I got you. You know what I mean? He'll have full mastery of it. But next year is going to be so exciting. So exciting. Talk to me about this run game. All right. DeAndre Swift gained 1,000 yards, his best season ever on the ground. Kyle Monangai got angry run twice this season. Dude. And most people we're complaining about, we need another running back. We need another running back. Bro, after I watched this tape, I was like, no, you don't. I was like, no, you don't. This dude to me was Ashton Genty without speed. He just didn't have that breakaway speed. Because this dude, when he put that foot in the ground, man, he was moving. Talk to me about that run game.
Yeah, I think the biggest revelation of this whole thing was DeAndre Swift, right? I mean, he was a different player this year. I mean, in years past, he'd always want to bounce outside. He would, try and avoid the contact. This year, we saw him put his head down and put his shoulder pads down, get low, try and drive through guys. Look, he's not the biggest and the strongest guy, but he this year understood that, look, sometimes it's not there. Sometimes I got to just take this little sliver of daylight, get my 3 or 4 yards, and see what happens instead of trying to bounce outside and maybe losing a yard or getting no gain. So I think he was a good runner this year.
Well, shit, he had 176 reasons why he had to put his shoulders down. That was because the Cincinnati game with Cunningham.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a part of it. I mean, look, when you got competition in that room, it helps you. But I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, like last year, everyone said, oh, Swift's an obvious cut this year coming up."
Yeah,
this year.
A lot of people said that. I wasn't feeling.
I don't know, man. I mean, he played good football this year. He fit in the system well. Obviously, they know what he can bring to this table. It's a good pairing with Monangai, who is a different style of runner. So I think it's a good pairing. And then I don't know who brought this up, but I saw the Travis Etienne thing coming up all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bears should cut Swift and sign Etienne as a free agent. Look, they're the same age. I know fans don't realize that Swift came in the league young. They're literally 2 weeks apart in age. So it's not like you're getting a way younger player in Etienne. So if you cut Swift, you're going to have to pay all that money, probably more, to Etienne because now you're a free agent. It's a few years later. So to me, that's not going to save you any money. Keep Swift, keep Monangai, draft a guy, right? Because you can always have talented tailbacks in the system. If you have a 3-headed monster, great, because Swift is come out of contract next year. So this will be Swift probably last year. Draft a guy, incorporate all 3 in the offense, and then depending on what happens, next offseason, now you got a guy in the pipeline to work with Monangai.
How big of a loss is it for us in that running back room with the enemy going back to KC? Because my thing is this. I've said it many times. When you move up a level, high school to college to pro, the most important coaching that you get is your first year.
Yeah.
And Kyle Monangai got indoctrinated with this dude. Give me 3.5. What is it? Give me 3. I need 3.5. Give me 3.5. Anything after that is good. Give me 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. And the way he ran, the way DeAndre Swift ran, like how big of an effect is his absence going to be for this running room? Because they can still carry those same principles. They just might not have the same dude who's going to be on them like that. And who's do you remember the name of the gentleman that they've been talking about? Because I don't know his. Yes.
Out of Miami, yeah.
Yeah. He could be a son of a gun too. I don't know. Yeah. But Eric Bieniemy gone, we knew he was a son of a gun, and he demanded the best out of him. How big of a loss is that for that running back room?
Well, you heard rumors about Bieniemy when he was with the Chiefs, right? How he was kind of a hard ass on the players, and then you hear that, and that could have been a reason why he never got a better gig elsewhere, why he had to go back to college. He went to UCLA for that year, and then of course he lands with the Bears, and so I didn't know what to expect when the Bears signed him, when the Bears picked him up as a running backs coach. I'm like, but then I start seeing these videos. You see him at camp, all these videos pop up, him mother effing his players. He don't care, right? He's hard, and it's like, man. But look, that's Ben Johnson's culture, right? I mean, that's who he is as a coach. He mother effs everybody. I mean, he is fired up, which is funny because when the Bears were going after him, everyone's like, oh, he's a nerd. He's this offensive guru nerd. And then the people I talked to that cover the Lions are like, no, at practice he's an ass. He's hard. And then a lot of fans, all they knew was this mild-mannered sideline guy, calm plays. They thought he was one of those types of guys. He's not. Yeah. He's old school. He's in there. Yes. He's in it. It's so I think Studesville will be a great pickup. For one, he's done it for a long time. He's well-respected around the league. But I think the big thing with Studesville is he's coming from the Dolphins, who have a fantastic rushing attack. You don't think he picked up some stuff from Mike McDaniel, his run scheme when he was in Miami? I think this would be a great hire for the Bears if they get it. They can kind of bring some of that Mike McDaniel flavor to the run game because they have some fantastic running plays in Miami. Bring some of that to the table with Ben and help elevate Ben's overall offense.
They have me very excited, the run game, because now the offensive line, I know it's not complete with the left tackle. We don't know who's going to be there yet. Maybe it's Steele Bennett. Who knows? Maybe it's Tooney. and they go for a guard. Who knows? I don't know what they're going to do. We don't know what they're going to do. But I'm excited about what it is that they have going, and I'm really looking forward to this next season. But you mentioned Ben. I said before, I said Ben Johnson is a more personable Bill Belichick. I'm like, he doesn't really like he plays to the media better than Bill Belichick. Yeah. But he's old school like Bill Belichick. I mean, hell, Bill Belichick was down in the 80s, right? He was around the 80s. But, I really like the fact that, and you probably do too, because you're an old school football player. Coaches get in your ass. They get in your ass. All right? You screw up. Like when he kicked the first team off because they were screwing up. He, a la Mike Tomlin, he set the standard. The standard is the standard. You don't live up to it, give up. Someone else next. And I think that him holding them accountable to it, it's like learning a language. Like if you get a kid from Canada who's born and raised in Mexico, guess what? He's speaking Spanish because that's all he knows. Yeah. So if you give them one option, like, this is the only way we're going to do it, they're going to learn. They're going to conform. First of all, they're top-notch athletes, but secondly, they're humans. They can adapt to anything. And if this is the only thing only way that it's going to be accepted, this is the only way we're going to do it. And that is, I love there's no option. And Ben Johnson, is one of the finalists for Coach of the Year. I don't know if he gets it because Mike Vrabel had a phenomenal year up in New England. And I know the playoffs shouldn't count for the Coach of the Year, but you take that team who had 3 wins last year into the Super Bowl, that opens a lot. That seeps into the regular season too in your decision. So, but either way, I'm still happy. I love Ben Johnson. He still makes mistakes. He's a rookie. People forget that was his first time as a head coach, and it's different when you're assistant coach saying we should do this, we should do this, we should do this, and when you're the head coach saying what should I do, what should I do, what should I do. Yeah. So, give me your thoughts on Ben Johnson overall with his relationship with Dennis Allen and using him. In some game time situations.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dennis Allen, we kind of saw, the defense obviously was a sore spot for the team most of the year, but
until the last game,
they had a ton of injuries, right? The injuries really hurt them.
Yeah,
I think Dennis Allen just was getting by. Like, I think he knew that he was missing talent. I think he knew he had to kind of hold some things back till the second half in some games because you saw the Bears defense. Often this year, they got better in the second half. I think he just knew he had to kind of hold some things in his bag and kind of wait. He couldn't show everything at once because he knew he had to work around some deficiencies. Jalen Johnson missed a ton of time. Kyler Gordon missed a ton of time. His pass rush wasn't always the best. It took him to week 5 to get Austin Booker back. So then he lost Deo, who he wasn't doing much, but he's still a body out there playing to run. So, you're missing guys up front. You're missing guys in the secondary. And then look, the linebackers, he was on linebacker 5 and 6 at some point in the league. So, or in the season. So he knew he had to work around these guys. He's a very good defensive coach. I think we'll see the Bears attack defense this offseason. Get him a couple dogs, let him kind of do some more stuff that he wants to do back there. But this is a perfect situation, right? You hire the head coach who is your play caller. He hires a defense coordinator who's already had 2 head coaching gigs. So no one's coming to get Dennis Allen to go coach their team. Exactly. Maybe in a few years it may happen. Hey, Dennis Allen, oh man, let's give this guy another shot. He's really done a lot of good stuff.
He took this team to a Super Bowl title.
Now he's in the Ben Johnson coaching tree. So maybe some of that Ben Johnson rubbed off on Dennis Allen. So let's give him a shot now. But that's not happening for a few years. So you've got your same offense, your same defense. They're going to be working together for years, and we're talking a minimum 8 Pete, my friends.
Hey, look, guys, we're joined by Lester Wiltfong Jr. From Windy City Gridiron, talking Bears football here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Before we let you go, last question. We got a whole bunch of stuff in that secondary. All 4 safeties are out of contract. Yeah. What do you do there? All right, Jaquan Brisker is the heart and soul of that secondary, but his concussions are a big issue. Kevin Byard, veteran, led the NFL in interceptions, a Pro Bowler, just a smart player. Mr. Simone Biles, Jonathan Owens, and then C.J. Gardner-Johnson stepped in a pinch and, man, had a phenomenal season. But but it was exposed. He's 39, 45 years old.
No, dude, he's young, man. I mean, it seems like he's been in the league forever. He's 27. Gardner Johnson. Yeah, 27, 28. He's young, relatively young. He just
I thought he was 31.
Nah, he's relatively young. He's got some football in him.
So he started a lot of shit early when he got here.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the news for a long time. Look, I think you prioritize Kevin Byard. I just think
just turned 28. Holy shit, December 20th. Holy cow.
I think you need that veteran leadership back there.
Okay, I'm good with that.
I think he's relatively healthy. He's not going to command a ton of money. I mean, he's going to get a comparable salary to what he just got, which is doable. And I think with Brisker, like I said, I like him. I think the Bears want him back, but I think they'll let him test the market. I mean, that's just my take on it. I think you let him see what's out there. And I think if he gets a huge offer from someone, and he may, because he's got some good film out there.
Good tape, yeah.
And I think you say, man, we appreciate all you've done for us, but good luck. But if the price is right, I'd like him back. With CJ again, he was on the Ravens practice squad this year, so he's a league minimum kind of salary, even at that age, because he was kind of exposed with some things. But a couple years ago, he was on the Eagles Super Bowl team playing safety for them. So he's a guy that can play safety. He's a guy that can play nickel. I think he has some versatility. I think he's a guy that Dennis Allen likes because he can put him all over the place. He's kind of like what Kyler Gordon is for you. So I think you bring back, him. I think you bring back Kevin Byard. And I think if Brisker walks, you go find a mid-level-ish, safety that can kind of pair with Byard. But then you got to draft a guy because, like I said, every safety's out of contract. So you got to have a young guy in the pipeline. You got to draft somebody at some point, whether it's round 1 or round 2, who knows? But I think if the board falls perfectly for them, maybe they get a safety early, and then that solves that problem.
Cool, man. I like it. I would say it says have Brisker test the market.
Safety. Yeah, Brisker test the market.
Test the market, but also say, hey, listen, and keep it a buck. And maybe they have been like, hey, listen, we'll give you a 2-year deal. Or a 3-year deal with 2 years up front, 2 years guaranteed. You know what I mean? Your first 2 are guaranteed. Third year is we can cut you in. If you play well and you stay healthy, maybe we'll restructure you after your second year for another 2 years. You know what I mean? Because the energy that guy brought, that edge that I bitch and moan about all the freaking time. Yes.
I don't know what the hell this is.
I know that looks so
everybody
stupid.
up. Yeah.
Every time he makes a big play, I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like,
there it is, yeah.
I'm like, spirit fingers, freaking weirdo, but that's like good, better, best.
Yeah.
When you make plays, it shit turns cool. Yeah. Hey, Lester, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate your time today, but do me a favor before you go. Let everyone know they can find you and your work online.
Everything I write is at Windy City Gridiron. My socials are all at Wiltfong Jr, and everything, our podcast audio stuff is all on Second City Gridiron.
Dude, great stuff, my man. Bear down. I'm fired up for next season. I wish I could have been down in Mobile.
Speaking of that, I think we got someone coming to the combine. We're trying to get one of our guys credentialed again, so we should have someone on the ground in Indy. If everything works out good, we'll have one of our guys out there covering that for us too.
Dude, dope. Hey, bro, you have a great weekend, and thanks a lot, man. I appreciate your time.
Anytime, my friend.
All righty. Guys, that's Lester Wiltfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron. Appreciate his time. Great stuff. Man, I'm fired up, man. Fired up for the weekend. I hope you guys are fired up too. I'm still mad about the compensatory picks that we're not getting. I think it's a truth be told, I just think it's a way to it's a way to a competitive disadvantage. Now you found a loophole, other teams, and you're not taking them away from a specific team. Like the Atlanta Falcons would not give the Bears compensatory picks because they hired it. If he got hired in that primary executive role. It's the NFL. They just add picks. So no team is losing picks because of the situation. Okay. But you can also say if you're competitive, say, hey, you know what? We'll create this role. So now if we do hire someone else and we'll take one of these rising young minds and we don't give them anything, they're not rewarded for it. and to help their team. Okay, I just think it's a loophole for that. I think it's crazy. I don't like it. You get a GM and he answers to, a guy, in this case, a guy who has no front office experience, none. Why the hell do you think he said Ian Cunningham's going to do most of the GM stuff? Because Ian Cunningham knows how to be a GM. He's been working with one for the last 4 years. Working with him, working with the scouts, working with the finance guys, trying to get people under the cap. All these things he's worked in the last 4 years. And he's got to report to a guy who is broadcasting games? I don't know. I think it's still just keeping the black guy one wrong a little. Always got to report to somebody else. All right? I know you got to report to the owner eventually, but all football decisions should be him. All right? And I get it. Number one, maybe he was caught up on a title. Maybe that's what it is. Because so my question is this. What is Matt Ryan doing then? If Ian Cunningham is going to be the GM and do all the GM stuff, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? President of football operations, GMing is football operations. What other stuff is there to do? That's my question. Just gave you a role, a supervisor role. It's Ian Cunningham. And because you're the number one, guess what? You're going to get most of the credit. I don't like it. Unfortunately, it is what it is. We got to deal with it. Welcome to life. Welcome to the real world. So, hey, listen, guys, 2 hours is coming and going. I want to thank my guest, Fred Pfieffer from the Big Red Bus, talking Bulls basketball with us. I want to thank my man, Lester Wiltfong Jr., all right, for coming out, talking all things Bears with us and giving us some of his time. I appreciate it. Yeah, King Book of World, but he says Matt Ryan is a quote-unquote feel-good hire because he took this team to the Super Bowl, so it's more of a PR move than anything for Atlanta. Yeah, but I get it. I just think it's just another way to just keep the black man down. I know people are like, "What? You can't say that." I get it. If he's gonna be the GM and I'm gonna be the decision maker, then what? You know what I mean? It just have him answer to this guy. Have him answer to this guy. No, I make all the football decisions. I answer to the owner of the team, and that's it, or the president of the team. All right. This is the first executive. I don't know. I didn't want to go there, but it's how I feel. I'm not going to hide my tongue because some people may not like it. Even beige gets the hammer. Yep. Even beige gets the hammer. King Book of World. Even that. Well, listen. You guys have a phenomenal weekend. Stay warm. All right, it's going to be a little nippy. All right, this weekend. High of 19 today. Woo! It's supposed to start snowing in a little while. It's not, there's flurries. There's just. All right. High of 24 tomorrow. High of 25 Sunday. High of 30. Heat wave on Monday. All right. Gets a little warmer, but then we hit the 20s back. Man, we're going to hit 40 next Friday. Ooh, damn. Watch out now. But I want to say thank you. I appreciate all the love and support you guys give me. And you really makes it coming to talk sports with you. Coming to talk sports 3 days a week. So exciting. And it's something I look forward to every week because I know the chat is going to get lit and going to be fun. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit the like button. Okay. So it gets in the algorithm and this gets pushed up to the top. I appreciate it. Make sure you go to sportzonechicago.com. All right. Get your swag. Okay, get your swag from SportsZoneChicago.com. Sports Zone Chicago hats, hoodies, FGB t-shirts, hats, hoodies, Cigar Fanatic, Bears Victory Monday, Good, Better, Best, Coaching Matters, all that stuff. All right, make sure you get all those. Like I said, Valentine's Day is coming. Tell your significant other, hey, listen, I want this from SportsZoneChicago.com. Get on there. Get it. Get your Cigar Fanatic shirt. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. I appreciate the support. All right. Have a great day, Theo, Shawn. Jeremiah, Monica, and Patty. Junior says, Bears British Tuesday. What? Tell me Monday. Why are you telling me now? BCP Thursday. Tell me on Wednesday. No one's going to remember today. That's next Thursday. But anyway, yeah, big shout out to our guy Shorty. All right. Don't be blocking Patty next time, fool. Speaking of fool, we missed Rick this morning. Rick might be high. Might be too blasted. But anyway. Patty, no way. I'm not blocking you. No way, Jose. But anyway, you guys have a phenomenal weekend. It's going to make it a good one. You can still meet up let your loved ones know you love them. All right, still meet up with your people for brunch tomorrow, Saturday or Sunday. Okay, you can still do that. And keep making memories. All right, so for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal weekend, but your boy is out.
Come on, race the place. Get